This is the new Bretford student cart. As you can see, it's a little different style than we've had in the past with other carts we've used at Great Heart schools. Performs the same function. We'll just do a little walk around here. Nothing too special. Whereas the carts in the past have had the big electrical blocks up on top of the cart where we can plug in more accessories, we don't have anything like that on these carts. It was an unnecessary expense, so we just have a simple little electrical three-prong electrical plug we can plug into. And then as far as powering up the cart itself, we have a long power cord. Now you'll take a look over here and you'll see that we have a little gizmo here that is supposed to be for winding up the power cord, but I find that with the power cord only being 8 or 10 feet long, that it's a much better use for the little winding ears here to put the 50 feet of Ethernet cable onto the winding ears instead of the electrical cable. The electrical cable can pretty easily stay right up on top of the cart, but I worry about 50 feet of Ethernet cable becoming unspooled and getting damaged and creating a hazard. When you're using a cart, no big deal. Just simply find an outlet, plug it in, and then make sure that the switch on the side of the cart lights up, and we are now operating and pumping power into the devices in the cart. As always, and as we've had in the past, we've got a wireless access point on top of each cart. It can stay with the cart, or it can be removed from the cart and placed in a classroom if necessary. You'll notice the wireless access point is marked. This one is marked cart 2, just as we have marked this cart 2. And if you decide that you want to put a padlock on the system, that's what this red bag is, if you decide you want to use a padlock. As far as accessing the cart is concerned, simple matter. If the lock is on here, obviously we would remove the lock, lift the handle up, spin it clockwise. What's that, about 1/4 of a turn? And here we have the computer storage area. Now I'm going to go into more detail here in a little bit about this computer storage area. This is really a brilliant design, the way these carts can be configured. We have this cart configured right now so that it can house 36 devices, but we can configure these carts to hold as few as something like 24 devices and then as many as 45 devices. It's just crazy, and I'll show you in a moment how all of that works. It's a nice, neat arrangement in here. You'll see that the power pigtails are cleanly and neatly arranged. That seems to be one of the bigger problems with these carts, is, you know, keeping the power cords neat and arranged. I think this design is going to help us out quite a bit. And then coming around to the back side, let me show how we access the back of this cart. In the back of the cart, or on the back panel, is how we load up power chargers and configure the cart. There's a thumb screw on either side. There's one. There's two. And then it's just a matter of lifting. See if I can do this with one hand. There we go. Move that off to the side. And here we are on the back side of this gizmo. Now I'm going to take a few moments and show just exactly how brilliant this design is. So what I'm going to do, I've got the back panel off, and I'm now going to open the front panel. And we're going to look down inside here, and there are a couple of locks. Right there is a lock, and right here is another lock. And what I just did was loosened this whole tray. And you'll see in a moment why this is important. So this tray is now going to move. I return to the back side, and I can now lift this tray out. Let me take some of these pieces away from here. There we go. I'll want to unplug the connections back here so that the tray comes out. And if I were configuring this, I will lift the tray onto a table. And now I've pulled the divider tray out of the cart. So this should look a little bit familiar. There's the numbering. You can see this is devices 25 through 36. And the way this system is set up, these plastic dividers, see these? These plastic dividers can pop in and out. So this is what the divider looks like. And the dividers can go into any of 3 holes, so that, let's see, the lowest number of computers we can get in one of these carts would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so we could get, that would be 30 devices. Or if we went with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, that would give us 15 computers per shelf for a total of 45. So I'll put this back in. There we go. And we're snapped in. Let me show you what this looks like in the cart. So from the front of the cart, this is what it looks like with the first and second shelf with their dividers. You see this? We've got the dividers here. But down here is just a big old hole because we have to put the divider tray back in there. And the divider tray is this gizmo. And then back here, at the back of the tray is where all the AC cords go. And in this case, I just have extra dividers, and I only have one AC since I just have one device that occupies this shelf. So here we go again, not removing, but reinstalling this device. Just lift the divider tray up onto the cart. Slide it into place. There it is, it's into place. Now I'm going to plug in the connections. So everything is plugged in. Tray is in place. And now I'm just going to come around to the front, and I'm going to lock the tray in place right here. There's the first lock. And there's the second lock. And that's the cart. The devices that we're using are, we're no longer using Chromebooks. We were able to find full-fledged, long battery life Windows devices. This is the Lenovo 300E Windows 10 laptop computer. They operate somewhere in the neighborhood of 9 to 12 hours on a single battery charge. And we're finding that these are really a great machine for student testing. And I will be taking these devices, which I am doing final quality assurance on, and I will be loading them back into this cart. And obviously you can see that the whole second shelf is empty and will need to be repopulated.